All right, so that's the high left box drill, right? High left because this is covering from the center of your line to the left when we do the roof. And then when we do the inside sweep, it's the other part of the box. So we have a box that we're creating, and it's on the high part, and it's to the left. So that's why it's called the high left box drill, right? Each time we get to a defensive position, the roof, the shield, and the inside sweep, and this will be true of all these flow patterns, you have the opportunity to take your opponent's weapon. But we don't want to lose the flow in the process. So every time we practice it, we're still going to keep doing the flow pattern and then do it through at least twice. And then as you come around the third time, when you get to that spot, whichever one we're working on, the roof, the inside sweep, or the shield, we'll work on whatever the disarm is, right? Now, conceptually speaking, there's really three ways that we can take their weapon. We can use what's called the snake, and we're going to look at that one first. The snake can happen if you think in terms of your center line. If the attack is on the left or the right, we can snake their weapon. We have to move the hand in a different direction, right? You have to go counterclockwise if it's on the left, and you have to go clockwise if it's on the right, but we can essentially use this snaking idea whether it's the left or the right. With the strip idea, it has to be on the right side, really, when you strip the weapon. And when we use what's called the vine, which is everybody's favorite, because when you do a vine disarm, you come away not just disarming them, but holding their weapon. And now you've gone from one stick to two. You got one in each hand because you just took their weapon from them, right? So everybody loves the vine. That's the best one. But that also can only happen on the left side, really. So left side can do a vine or a snake. Right side can do a strip or a snake, right? So we're going to look at the first of the snaking disarms off of this roof position, right? So when you come to this roof position here, your left hand's already, we talked about reaching out and trying to touch their hand. The idea is you're throwing their arm away this way so that you can come around and hit them. But instead of going around, we're going to step forward with that left foot. So as you advance, we're going to come over their arm like you're wrapping their stick in your armpit this way. And then as you step back, you will be able to take their weapon away. That's a snaking disarm, right? So we're using the leverage and then using our whole body to step back in order to take the weapon away, right? And you see how that looks here. Thomas, why don't you be my guy again? If Thomas is hitting down, let's do this line here. Thomas is hitting downward, yeah, going this way. Good, but more like on a diagonal, yeah, for that one. So you're hitting down, boom, and I'm here, right? So we were pushing this away so we can come around to hit. But I can also, here's the square. Mine is the horizontal, his is the vertical. Think of it like a window. I'm going to put my hand through the window. I'm going to step forward, come over his wrist, wrapping the stick in the armpit, right? And then once I get a good bite, you can actually grab something really strong just by pinching down with your elbow. Step back, it comes with me, right? I've got his weapon now, not in a position I can use it in, but I've taken it away from him. That is the snaking disarm, right? So again, as he attacks downward, I roof position here, the hand's going to slide past. I step forward so I can come over the wrist, pinching the weapon in my armpit. And then once you've got it, I can just step back again because I don't want to stay here. If he really knows what he's doing, even if I take his stick away, he could be punching, kicking, grappling. I'm still in range of his weapons. If I step back, I'm out of range of his weapons. He is not out of range of mine, though, right? This is great for me. This is bad for him. If I'm here, this is still bad for him, but it's bad for me too, because he can hit, he can punch, he can kick, and the weapon is behind me. I want it between me and him, right? So once you wrap that, you want to step back. Boom, back to that distance again so that you've got the advantage there of taking that weapon. Good. So that's the first one. Now, the way this will work when we do it in pattern is we'll go through the whole thing twice. So back to our 6 counts, right? So back to your 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is this side. Yes, 5 and 6 is this side. Good. And again, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Now on the third time, When he gets to the roof, which is step 1, he does the snake. So as he goes to 1, he shoots through this space, steps forward as he does it, wraps that, wants to get the stick, then steps back, and now I'm in trouble, right? And takes the weapon away. So we don't stop the flow drill. Keep the flow drill going and try and take their weapon away while it's actively moving, right? That makes it more live that way. So again, we do it twice. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now on 1, he takes it away, he steps back. Good, right? That's what we're going to work on now. As I come around, you'll take the weapon away, but we'll do that whole flow pattern again through at least twice before you do, right? So let's try that. So for our left high box drill, off that roof position, we can step in, we can use the snake, we can take their weapon away, right? Disarm it. That's not the only option you have from the roof. In fact, we'll see a few others before it's all said and done. But, and in the form of Kempo, this is what we do also. We're trying to give you all the pieces. So in the moment, and someone actually, if you're holding a stick and you find yourself in this position, maybe you do this, or maybe you do one of the other options we're going to show you, right? You don't have to necessarily do the snake when you're in that position, but it gives you a reference point to start from. And then once you have all those parts, you can shut your mind off and just move with it, right? And that's the idea. The ultimate goal is somebody attacks, you respond, and you respond correctly. And these flow drills are great at setting you up to do that because you don't have time to think about it. The club's coming this way, it's got to come up with that roof, or it's got to come across with that inside sweep. If it's coming this way, it's got to come up with the shield, or it's got to come out with that outside sweep, right? So the flow patterns kind of force you to work by reflex and response rather than having to stop and think, well, okay, now it's coming from that side. You just don't have time to do that. You've been hit 6 times by then, right? So now we're looking at, from that flow pattern, what if this is our reference? What if our shield this time is our reference? And how can we take the weapon away? We're going to see the strip position here. So for the strip position, Peyton, you mind if I use you for this strip position? I'm going to stand along this line here. So for the strip, he's doing a 6. Yeah, he's doing that last step 6, or what we call our angle 2. That's that angle, downward angle 2, hitting me in the shoulder, right? And that's when we're coming up with this shield position and stopping them, right? Now from here, from the shield position here, keeping the stick in contact, I'm going to use the Punyo end, and I'm going to turn it towards him, right? I'm going to roll it here to where his hand is. This other live hand's important too. I want to be able to grab his thumb, right? And give a good depiction of where we're grabbing here. I want to be able to reach this left hand to where I can grab around his thumb, because what I want to be able to do is pull his hand this way. You want to pull his hand towards you like you're hitchhiking, while the other hand turns and we take the Punyo end and you push it to the floor. So this is turning this way and this is pushing to the floor, and you're doing this action at the same time. This is going down, this is turning outward like you're doing the hitchhiking movement. So from that shield position here, I'm grabbing his thumb. This turns and it comes right where his hand is, right by his thumb, right? My Punyo is almost touching his thumb in this instance. I'm going to push the Punyo towards the ground, right? The stick towards the ground, while I peel with the hand, and it shoots the stick out. In fact, it'll shoot it whatever direction my hand is pressing, right? You get good at this, you can actually shoot the stick in any direction you want to. So as he comes down here, boom, somebody's coming from over there, I can turn, and I can shoot it that way if I need to, right? So wherever this goes, that's the direction the stick will fly. You're directing it like a missile, boom, right to that spot. So as you practice, watch your toes, because this is the one where we throw the stick out and boom, sure enough, somebody will hit it right on their foot, right? From this shield position here, that other hand's reaching in, just like we would anyway to brush it down, to come up and come back down, but instead I'm grabbing, reaching over and grabbing. You want to grab the meat of the thumb here, right? Makes it harder for them to close their hand. And then from here, I turn that punyo in, and while this goes down towards the floor, this is peeling out like you're hitchhiking. You do that action together, and it will peel free the stick, sending it shooting down to the floor or whatever direction you want it to go, right? That's what we call our stripping disarm. And when we put it into our flow pattern, Thomas, you want to try the flow pattern version of it?
Line 6.
So I want you to try it first for the whole thing. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now on step 3, 1, 2, on 3 he's in the shield, right? So you want your hand, fingers come over this thumb area here as you grip. This turns, punyo turns and comes right where my hand is. The closer it is to the hand, the better leverage. If he tries to do it way up here, it's going to be a lot harder. You want to be right on his hand when you do it. He wants to drive straight to the ground and peel my hand that way at the same time in order to tear the stick free. And then he's got a weapon and I don't, and opportunity to hit me with it too before I'll ever have a chance to pick that up. All right, that's the idea. Try it again. So from 1, 2, 3, whoops, let's go back. 3, 4, 5, 6, on 3. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Turn that, bring it right to the hand. Yep, see it's already coming out. You press down and peel out. And I've got no weapon that way. Peel and press, all right, same time. Let's give that one a try. We'll go around and let everybody do it a few times. When you get to step 3, we're using the strip disarm this time. Take their weapon away. So with the inside sweep, right, or again, if I have to, it's coming in strong, I can brace it here. That works too, right? Boom, comes in, or I can brace it with this arm. But from this position here, I want to stop first at the hand. For the vine, what I'm going to do is slide my hand down his stick. And I want to grab the stick, not towards where he's grabbing it, but the other end. I want to grab the other end of his stick. And I want to bring my stick to the other side of his, crisscrossing at his forearm here. You're going to use your stick like a lever to peel his free, right? And you'll step forward to do that, right? Again, you'll need to be able to turn your body that direction. From, instead of facing to the left, you'll need to be able to face to the right. So you'll have to take one step, but as you do, peeling it out will be real easy. And you'll have both weapons, at which point you can double up on it, right? And if all goes well with this, maybe we'll do a seminar on double stick too, because I got a bunch of patterns for those also. Once you have both sticks, boom, that's like checkmate, right? So, yeah. All right, Peyton, why don't you be my guy first? He's coming inward. Here, let's do, I'll go this way, you go that way. All right. So he's hitting inward to the face, this way, right? Inward sweep. I want to reach into his hand, right? So I'm blocking here in his hand. He's coming in really strong. I can add the forearm here too, right? So I'm blocking here, catching in his hand. I'm slide down toward his stick, and you see mine follows it, right? My own stick's going to come down to the end of his and to the opposite side now. I want to come around it so that I can put mine across his forearm this way. I want to cross the forearm at the wrist. I take his and I bend it, and I find the more of a 90 degree that you get with the sticks, the better leverage you have. It'll work with more of like a diagonal too, but the better leverage is a good 90 degrees. And when I step forward, I just turn his stick around my own, and he won't be able to hold on to it. I'll peel it right out, and now I have both weapons. And I can go right back into double stick motions then, right? Double flow patterns at that point. So starting with that inward sweep here, let's move up a little bit this way. Yeah, let's stand right there. Good. As he's doing the inward sweep, or I'm doing the inward sweep to stop. He's coming in at the face, and we're stopping with this inward sweep here. Hand slides down the stick. Your stick is on the wrong side. I need to bring it to this side. So as my hand slides down, my stick follows around It comes to the opposite side. When I step forward, I cross the sticks. I want to be sure it's across his wrist. It won't work out here. I've got to get it across his wrist here, across his forearm. And then as I peel down, doesn't matter how hard they hold on to it, I've got all the leverage. Just kind of coming, boom, right around there. And you'll have both weapons at that point. That's what we call a vine. Anytime you can use your stick as a lever in order to take the other away. And then we've got both weapons, right? So if we fit that one into the pattern, here, you want to try once taking it from me. So from 1, it comes around 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's move a little more gap right there. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when we get to step 5, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. On 5, it comes across, reaches over the top. He slides down my stick with his hand. Comes down that way. This crosses my wrist. And as they crisscross, and you step forward with your left. So yeah, there it is. Now he's got a lot of leverage. And he just simply pulls down. It's already coming out of my hands. Right? And he'll have both weapons at that point. Good. Try it one more time. Back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He reaches in, right through there, slide down on the stick, and he peels it. Keep it, yeah, right across the wrist, and peels it right out that way. All right, that's our vine. So we're going to add that one now. From this position here, we're reaching in. Your hand slides down, and the stick needs to come to the opposite side. Cross the wrist, step forward, and when it vines out, you'll have both weapons that way. Slide down here, bring this to this side. As I step forward, they crisscross. And that way, as I pull down here, it comes right out of the hands. Real easy. All right. And I slide down, bring this around to the side, step forward, and it peels right out.